I think one of the key things is we want you to have fun today. We want you to enjoy yourself.
Give that person your positive energy when they're up there. So they're up there singing and you're looking at them and you're like smiling and you're encouraging each person with your face and your body language. You know, sometimes you'll start an endeavor where you think it's one thing and then it turns out to be something very different. It started out being, okay, we're going to, give these kids great skills and singing and dancing and acting. And what it turned out to be actually is a community.
I never thought my audition would come to this.
NYC, the world is coming. Do you see this tree? It is a fir tree. It's called a fir tree because it gives us fur for coats.
You don't believe in me, do you?
No, I don't.
Why do you doubt what you see?
I've had a slight stomach disorder, which is undoubtedly affected by vision. Your hallucination was probably brought on by a bit of bad beef.
If I was an old woman and you were too young and smoking, well, I'd marry you and get you to sit around night and sing to me. Tomorrow, I shall begin school. Great! We can walk there together. Ooh, glorious, ooh. Don't care what it looks like. Into the woods where nothing's fair, where witches, ghosts, and wolves appear. Into the woods and through the fear, you have to take the journey.
And what did Santa bring you here, sweetie?
Smile with girls and wild with booze and all. And he left his face on every floss. Eating pie is eating pie, not eating pie is not eating pie, but eating pie is eating pie. All right, sugar. That's supposed to be me? Yes. That's the worst painting I've ever seen. To the dungeon! No, not the dungeon. Don't worry, you're my fine. Oh my word.
I really miss doing plays because that always helps me it really helps me get rid of my stage fright.
I'll spend like hours on my phone not doing anything because I don't have anything else to do, just like at home.
It's just kind of hard to connect over like Zoom, and it doesn't really feel like how it used to.
2 hours on Zoom. It's hard.
I can still hang out with them, but it feels so different not coming here and like.
But it was just like depressing to not be a part of something. I just felt kind of like my own secluded person, not a part of anything bigger.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Dina.
How long have you been at this?
Is your filming? I've been here since like 3:30.
But it must feel nice.
It does.
Whoa. You're being nice. I'm not a morning person. Evan's on the screen? We can't see him yet. Nice. You said you'd wake up to say Betty. I did. I'm here. I'm here. You did wake up. Yes, you are.
I feel like I really grew up here more so than any other place because I was here from the time I was 7 up through high school, and so many of my friends who I'm still in contact with, I met at BAAY, and I know that that's true for so many other people too.
You can have like really good interactions and really good connections, strong connections with people you don't know. Everybody, I guess you could say, is relatable to you.
You put them in a setting where they're working toward a common goal, and they develop these friendships, these relationships that go so deep, and they want to be there for each other, they want to see each other, they want to listen, they want to watch the other person grow and be happy.
Do you have friends at BAAY? Everybody's like, oh my gosh, list like 30.
Even just going places, it's sort of a name drop, I feel like, to say. You know, like I'll go to Starbucks down the street and they're like, oh, you know, what's with the makeup? And I'm like, oh, I'm in a show at BAAY. And they're like, oh my gosh, BAAY.
People. And then but with each show, you get to meet different people. And then in the next show, you just get to meet new people. And then you get so many friends. It's so fun.
And it happens very naturally. Like they just so happen to have auditioned for the same show. And then they just start coming together during that show. Then they're like, oh, are you auditioning for the next show? Oh, me too. Let's do it together. And then it just kind of goes from there.
During this time, I've definitely been thinking about like Pippin a lot and how that was like, you know, we would come to rehearsal and we'd all connect and make this thing. And then, you know, all of us got so close that it kind of made this connection that was like unbreakable. Like all of us, we still have like a group chat and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, like sometimes people like just text things through it.
Just like randomly, I'll see it pop up in my notifications.
Right.
Like when I'm at school, like people don't connect with you on the level that they do at BAAY. I'm alone in the universe, so alone in the universe. My own planets and stars are glowing. No one notices anything, not one person is listening. They don't have any way of knowing. A C? I got a C on my coat hanger sculpture. How could anyone get a C on a coat hanger sculpture? May I ask a question? Was I judged on the piece of the sculpture itself? If so, is it not true that time alone can judge a work of art?
I'm Olivia Bryce. I'm auditioning at Ithaca College Musical Theater, and I am a senior in high school, and I graduated from BAAY in 2016.
How strange to be so intertwined. How strange to lose something so you. How strange to lose a love you thought was yours. How strange it is to claim a heart no longer here. It may feel like such a little shock to your core. Strange it all goes from here. 'Cause with a big old heart and a big old mind, I shouldn't get too far behind. What you thought and what you felt will make you feel like you're melting at the sea.
I've watched it grow from rehearsing in the basement of Garden Street Methodist Church to rehearsing in a storage unit on James Street to growing to this space and serving these generations of kids in this space. And then through the EduArts, I see this organization with a vision beyond where it's been, and the vision to really take this incredible experience out beyond these walls and to provide it to a community of kids who haven't had access and need access. Who it would be so, I mean, what happens here is so important.
And I think the EduArts piece is so compelling for me to come and make that be more accessible. I mean, it's such a gift to be able to work with board members who say, we want to make BAAY look more like Bellingham.
I joined the board so that I could give back. And because BAAY for our family has been such a gift, and I have watched my children develop their confidence, develop their character, take risks, be courageous, be part of a collaborative, creative team.
And then when I learned more about BAAY's efforts to bring their mission to more kids, focusing on equity and breaking down the financial barriers that in the past have prevented some kids from participating, I knew I wanted to get more involved.
So I am one of the people who is a real advocate for raising money and making sure that all students have access to scholarships and to be at BAAY.
This is my son Riley, and he found his love of theater at BAAY when he was about 6 years old, and his very first show was a Pixie show.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what, Winnie the Pooh.
It was Winnie the Pooh.
It was Winnie the Pooh.
Riley and I play Christopher Robin.
I know that the skills of communication and passion that I learned at BAAY will stick with me forever. I think it's an invaluable experience to have. I think it helps with leadership and with kind of community development. Yeah.
So that's why we care about BAAY.
That's why we care about BAAY.
Welcome to the second floor. I'm Dana. I am going through the lost and found bin right now. This is where the kids hang out between shows. We've got cubbies where the kids put all their goodies, and we have tables for doing our projects. So I try to make this a very fun place for the kids, but you'll notice it is definitely a working environment. We've got a team of kids, here's some of them, that have taken classes in costuming and have helped to costume a lot of the shows. And they are very, very at home here. They come in, they know where everything is, they know all of our little routines, they can help each other. They can help all the other kids that haven't taken a class and know where things are. So they feel good about themselves. They're a very responsible group. We spend a lot of time cleaning and organizing, and so we clean this place up. We got a nice table. Now we have a place we can sit around and discuss the show when we're doing our costume designs. They really feel like they belong to a little group, a little club that welcomes them and gives them some perks. So we keep in touch with each other on the board over here, leaving messages and little love notes. During a show, we have all of our lists of all the things we need to do, repairs and ironing and things we need to buy. A lot of the skills the kids learn up here, I think, are things that their parents have been trying to teach them forever. Clean things up when you make a mess. Leave it as nice as it was when you got there. Respect each other and listen to your teammates. You know, learn how to cooperate and be creative and have fun.
I feel like it's a place where you can do a lot of different stuff. Like there's a class where you can make up your own story and present it on stage, and you can dance and sing and like make friends, and you can do like shows. You can help the littler kids do shows. There's just a lot of different stuff you can do.
You know, starting so young and having access to that kind of curriculum so young, I think is really important to making more confident adolescents and then adults.
From BAAY, I like doing the play. The play is my goal. I try to be funny, I try to be my character, I love the lights, I love the audience. The audience It's always amazing. BAAY has taught me that I can honestly do anything.
Whether it be from just learning how to talk to people, to going out in front of an entire audience and protesting, or speaking up for what you believe in, learning how to take care of yourself, taking care of others, cleaning up after yourself, cleaning up after others.
Yeah, well, from doing BAAY, I've learned that I'm really good at acting.
Oh, cool. Do you want to be an actor when you grow up? Yeah.
BAAY helped me discover, like, I want to be an actress and I'm going to go on Broadway and there's no one stopping me. The smell of rebellion, the stench of revolt, the reek of insubordination, the funk of resistance, the pong of dissent, a whiff of mutiny in action.
Why is theater so important? Because you can like be big, and in your life you might not get a lot of regular opportunities to be big. I was not very outgoing, because I don't know. I wasn't very outgoing. I didn't like to do things or put myself out there because I didn't want people to think I was really weird or anything. So I just didn't do stuff that often. But at BAAY, sometimes you're forced to do it, but it's not like that. It's not bad, it's good. Because then you're oh, I can do this, and then you do it, and then you're yeah, that wasn't bad, that was fun, that was cool. And I learned that I'm funny, because people laugh at my jokes.
You are
here,
funny.
And not a lot of people laugh at my jokes outside of here.
That's okay. That's great.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
I first knew love's delight when presto out of the blue a dream appeared one night and whispered, "How do you do?" I knew I was tempting fate, but I took it straight to my heart. My fears were right, and now we must part. Goodbye, little dream, goodbye. You made my romance sublime. Now it's time to fly.
They'll be in the back, and they don't want to be in the spotlight. They want to be in the back and just dance, and they don't want any lines, and they're just kind of cool being a part of it, sort of going along for the ride. And then, 5 shows later, they're singing solos, and it's the coolest thing in the universe to see them grow up.
It reminded me of Robin Hood.
Suddenly, Seymour is standing beside you. You don't need no makeup. Don't have to pretend. Suddenly, Seymour is here to provide you sweet understanding. Seymour's your
Nobody ever treated me kindly. Daddy left early, Mama was poor. I'd meet a man and I'd follow him blindly. He'd snap his fingers, me, I'd say sure. Suddenly Seymour is standing beside me.
This wasn't spring break I was expecting. I've gone to board, I've been hobby collecting. All the things I love to do have a temporary end. And most importantly, I really miss my friends. Nothing is something supposed to be shared with someone. Nothing is something when people are dying. The right thing to do is stay home and do nothing. Nothing should ever matter so much, especially not the seas. Nothing should ever have happened to me.
My name is Melissa Pfeiffer.
I've been working with BAAY as a performer for nearly 9 years now, and I'm part of their student costume team.
My very first show that I was ever in was actually like the first show in general that I had ever been in, and it was when I was 10. And right after I sang, I started crying because I was so nervous. I thought that I did terrible. And immediately everyone's reaction was to like give me a huge hug, and everyone just told me what an amazing job that I did. And they were saying like, you have no reason to be upset, like that was incredible. And I'd never felt that kind of like unconditional support before.
How does being at BAAY make you feel?
It makes me feel connected to a lot of things that you will not see happen in real life. And it just made me feel really happy, and I think that's what's most important.
BAAY is a family, and so some people don't have a great family life outside of BAAY, and I think it's really important to be able to give that to people, because all the directors and people who work here, they're not just instructing you to do things, they're helping you out, and I feel like they're very intuitive and can tell if something's going on or if you just need that extra push to be able to do something.
You know, it gets me out of bed in the morning to sit with them for an hour, you know, online and watch them show up early so that they can talk to each other and so that they can ask what's happening with you.
Yeah, the relationships keep me here is what I would say. Like, you guys keep me here. And I love y'all.
BAAY literally feels like almost all of my tree of life. It's just like this small but big open theater, and everyone loves you.
Hey ho, where did you go? Did you ring a roll? Did you giggle or Come from where did you come? Did you twinkle or run? Did you skip, jump or stomp?
I'm Chrissy, and I have been in the preschool for 4 years.
Hi, I'm Tara Ryder, and I teach EduArts and preschool, and I've done stage managing.
I'm Cassie Howlett. I started with EduArts, but ended up in the preschool.
So, hi, my name is Erica Chambliss, and my connection to BAAY started probably about 9 years ago when my daughter started doing plays there.
It's a community. It brings everyone together. I really believe it's a necessity for Bellingham.
When I worked there, I saw kids learn leadership. I saw kids learn how to get along. I saw so many great things that kids were learning in the preschool.
I have observed BAAY over the last 9 years, and I see that it is always changing and shifting and adapting to the moment while holding on to the basic spirit of serving the children and their value as unique individual spirits.
Please
support
BAAY!
I can be whoever I want to be at BAAY. I'm a completely different person than I am at BAAY than I am at school. Like, I have emotions at BAAY and I don't at school.
Here it gives you a chance to be in a smaller community that build each other up and aren't tearing each other down.
A lot of teenagers just like go to school and they don't do stuff outside of school, and I think it's really helpful to like have a place to go and like people that I know, that rhymed, where I can like express myself and like perform for people because that's what I really enjoy doing.
It won't be easy. You'll think it's strange when I try to explain how I feel. That I still need your love after all that I've done. You won't believe me. All you will see is a girl you once knew, although she's dressed up to the nines.
Agony, misery, whoa, it's different for each. Always 10 steps behind, always 10 feet below, and she's just out of reach. Agony, that can cut like a knife. I must have her to wife.
It's a place where you can essentially be somebody else, and you get a little break from your stress. But also you can put all of the things that have been stressing you out into your performance. And I think that alone can prevent you from balling that up and then putting it into somewhere where it definitely should not go.
I found that a lot of times kids that don't want to speak publicly or in front of people, or they feel like they can't, or maybe they can't, I've seen this so many times, they kind of come out of their shells through the dances because they don't have to speak. And I emphasize so much facial expression that they'll come to life with their faces, and they'll be like, oh, whoa, okay, like they communicate through their bodies and with their faces, and they don't have to speak. When I see that, it eventually spills over into wanting to speak.
What's the matter? She's telling lies! Lies! We'll need a mode of transportation if we want to get acclimated to our new surroundings. Unfortunately, I'm too young to drive, which is a shame because I am a very good driver.
In literal terms, Creation Lab is a program at BAAY that's like, you make a show, and it's just very special, and it's like a really good opportunity for people, because you don't really get that opportunity very often.
For me, it's always been about learning. It's been about understanding how to work better with people and how to work better as a writer.
Creation Lab is cool because it's just sort of the place where the students are in charge of instead of being told what to do by an instructor. I mean, obviously Steve is there, but
I think what was interesting is that we never called him an instructor or a director.
We called him Steve.
It was level playing field.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's always a level playing field, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, I can write songs with him, and I don't feel like I'm just doing a bit here and there.
I have developed so many skills. I came into Creation Lab with a rudimentary understanding of music, and then as I progressed, I learned MuseScore, and I was like, wow, it's actually not that hard to write music. Self-discovery is such an issue for a lot of young people, and what Creation Lab has provided is an outlet for me to explore who I am as a person creatively, so that I can then take a look back at myself and say, these things that I've written about apply back to me, and they shape who I am.
While it's also Creation Lab, it's also, in a way, a family.
Everybody wants to go for the middle floor. Starting to regret this choice I made. Starting to question the price I paid. Can't sleep and I feel like an insomniac. People upstairs playing with the hacky sack. And everybody wants to go for the middle floor.
starting to regret this choice I made. Starting to question the price I paid. This place is really stinky with the smell of rats. Floor is really greasy with its bacon fat. Everybody wants to go for the middle floor.
Really loving this choice I made. Stuck with all these lemons, I can still make lemonade. Windows, they are big and they give you good views. Kitchen is amazing, though the smell makes you spew. I'm so glad that I came early for the middle floor.
Everybody wants to go for the middle floor.
Like when you walk into the building and it's like a Friday night or something, and it's like you've hung out with your friends like after school and you're like prepping for the show and like doing all your lines and like being like, oh my gosh, it's the show, and it's like opening night and you're
Like
just
you get to go upstairs, and then you get in your costume, and everyone's like laughing upstairs, and everyone's like getting ready, and it makes you feel very like happy that everyone's there and that you can rely on other people to like make you laugh.
One where like you come down the stairs and you like hit the no smoking sign. That one's really fun.
Energy, 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 places.
One more dawn, one more day, one day more.
Just, all your friends coming to the one place and working on something really intensely, but goofing off almost more. Which a lot of times creates this sort of chaotic, haphazard dress rehearsal, and then just a really solid performance.
And then all of a sudden, everything just clicks all at once, and you get to see the entire show kind of get put together, and things just fall in line. And I feel like that's not a universal thing in theater. It depends on the cast and the people and the environment on whether something can go from kind of hectic to something fantastic.
Even if there's a mistake in a show, it just becomes a memory, and it's funny and it's fun to look back on. And if something had gone the right way or the way that I wanted it to, it wouldn't be the same.
If things go wrong, what I say is if things go not as planned, and I always tell them that's like the beauty and joy and horror of live theater, is like learning how to be in the moment and knowing that you don't have to freak out, even if it goes like so far off course that like we can't find it. You never need to freak out, and that's where they learn how to be there for each other.
Hey! There's one they didn't get. They're after you, ain't they? Well, they're after me too. Don't worry, I ain't gonna let them get you or me. Everything's gonna be fine. For the both of us. Everything's gonna be fine. For the both of us. If not today, well... The sun'll come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. Just thinking about tomorrow clears away the cobwebs and the sorrow.
I was Matilda, and I was like, so I was supposed to be pretending to read a book, and then I actually like started reading it, and then I like kind of like looked up and I was like, wait, and it was like, and it was just, it was fun, and it's like, you mess up and like no one cares.
Like Romeo and Juliet, 'twas written in the stars before they even met. That's when love and fate and a touch of stupidity would rob them of the hope of living happily. The endings are often a little bit gory. I wonder why they didn't just change their story. We're told we have to do what we are told, but surely of you. If you sit around and kids on top of you, might as well be saying you think that it's okay, and that's not right. And if it's not right, you have got it right. But nobody else is gonna put it right for me. Nobody but me is gonna change my story. Sometimes you have to be a little bit naughty. Nice.
Hello, my name is Maddie, and I was a part of BAAY for 10 years, both as a student and a staff member. When I think about BAAY, I think about the lifelong friendships I've made, and I think about how they create such a supportive environment that allows kids to explore all aspects of theater and learn how to take on challenging material. I know the staff members at BAAY work extremely hard to make sure every kid has their moment to shine, but also to make sure they learn the importance of working together in a team.
Envisioning something that doesn't exist yet, a show or any project, and then making that thing happen, it's really incredible to watch as someone who gets to lead these young people through the process.
I believe that the staff there is excellent, and I hope that you can join in today in support of BAAY.
BAAY gives scholarships for any child who cannot afford tuition.
So if you are in a position to support BAAY, I think you should do it. This pandemic has been profoundly difficult for all of us for lots of different reasons. But I think one thing that it has revealed is just how important the arts are in our lives for entertainment, for connection, for joy. And that's what BAAY does. That's what BAAY brings to the youth of Bellingham. And I hope they're able to do it for a very long time.
Scene 1. Once upon a time.
These are my shorts. They're little and they're red. That's why I'm called Little Red Running Shorts.
I also have one for Mr. Pinky. Jasper, it's blue.
Love it.
This is for Mr. Pinky.
Very vibrant.
They want to come back. They want to be here and they want to do their stuff. But what we're providing online for them is helping them to keep their fingernails into the sill. You know, they're trying to hold on to each other and to the possibility of a future where they can have what they love again.
A lot of schools right in the area don't have these programs that bring musical theater to children, or just theater in general, and dance and singing.
Everybody deserves to have these experiences and this education. You're both learning like social skills and emotional skills and also skills in theater.
Why do you think BAAY deserves to be around forever and ever?
Because kids have a lot of fun there, and they get to express their feelings and do shows and have lots of fun. And other people get to see the shows and they get to laugh and they have fun too.
Yeah, that's a great answer.
Hundreds of memories, like in this place. Like especially like people have written their memories on the walls, and like
You have to show
some of them, like some of them are like nonsense, but some of them like are really like fun to read, and they like people really like enjoy this place. And then there's like some from like a really long time ago.
No matter where I go in my life, I started here at BAAY when I was in 5th grade. It filled my young cup. And then being here as an adult, able to pour that back in is really something that's meaningful. Also, BAAY opens doors for a future too. So like, you know, no matter where I go, I you know, at high schools or, you know, anywhere else I act, I remember these things I built here and tried here for the first time. So there's always like that tie.
Who else would love him still when life being used so ill? He knows I always will, as a
Everything is right at hand, simple and clear. I have something that I would die for, someone that I can live for too. Yes, now I have everything. Not only everything, I have a little bit more.
Slow down, you crazy child. You're so ambitious for a juvenile, but then if you're so smart, tell me why are you still so afraid? Where's the fire? What's the worry about? You better cool it off before you burn it out. You've got so much to do and so many hours in a day. Cause all I want is love that lasts. All I want, too much to ask. Is there something wrong with me? Cause all I want is a good guy, and my expectations far too high. Try my best, but what can I say? All I have is myself at the end of the day. But shouldn't that be enough for me?
I don't know, I've seen so many people change as soon as they've stepped foot in this place. And as soon as they leave, they take what they've learned with them.
Like, I know before there've been kids who didn't want to have any lines at all, but they still wanted to be in the play. And if the play that we were doing didn't have a character that didn't speak any lines, then Lisa or whoever was directing the play would make a part for them.
No role is small because every role has something important that they have to do.
And you don't even have to like have the lead. Like you can just be the chicken. You can be whoever you want to be, both as a character and as just like who you are.
They taught me to accept myself. And I can guarantee you that's something I would not have accomplished through school. And it's something that I wasn't accomplishing for such a long time. And this is the place that allowed me to do that. If I hadn't had BAAY, I honestly don't really know where I would have been. All I know is that because I was here, I am who I am.
War is a science which a general must use with stratagems and strategies, statistical analyses to know how many soldiers he's prepared to lose.
Hello, I'm Lavender, by the way, Matilda's best friend. There's a bit coming up that's all about me. Well, not exactly about me, but I play a big part in it.
Careful before you say, listen to me. Children will listen.
Yes, BAAY teaches you confidence, and it gives kids confidence to get up and sing in front of people. I mean, with me, I'm now majored in voice, so obviously I had to get over that fear. But more so than that, and maybe more importantly, it's the expectation is just that everyone in the room at an audition or a rehearsal is just there to support you, and it's learning how to be a good colleague. And yeah, I learned that here more than anywhere else.
Like the only thing in front of you is this job where your job is to be yourself, not judge others, and then also make a killer show.
And just the feeling that you get from making something with a whole bunch of other people and seeing it come to life in like an actual physical space is probably like one of the greatest things I've ever experienced.
I don't know, it's like my place. Like I painted the floors, like upstairs and downstairs when I painted like the sets and like made props and like walked on the stage and like painted the stage and swept the stage. Like you clean it and you like paint it, and it's like just like your own house, you know, but like different because it's everyone's house, you know. I don't know why I'm frightened. I know my way around here. The cardboard trees, the painted seas, the sound here. Yes, a world to rediscover, but I'm not in any hurry, and I need a moment. The whispered conversations in overcrowded hallways, the atmosphere as thrilling here as always. Feel the early morning gladness and the magic in the making. Yes, everything's as if we never said goodbye. I'm coming out of makeup. The lights